welcome. This is the Who Dat Discussion, a Million Saints podcast where we talk about all Saints news, opinions, and reactions. So, I just recorded our episode number 30 for, this podcast. We talked about, Cincinnati versus the Saints here and a preview of that game. And then also we talked a lot about Dez Bryant. Well, breaking news just came out that Dez Bryant is feared to have a torn Achilles. You can't really, make this stuff up with the Saints, but it looks like his Saints tenure may be over even before it started. Obviously, a really tough blow there for Dez. He's just getting his career back, and now, obviously for the Saints, with depth. So what does this mean, really? So number one, let's not get overreacting. We'll see what the MRI is. We'll see if it's bad, if he has a torn Achilles, and the season's over for him. That would obviously be a big blow. So where do we go from there? So we could sign, one of Brandon Marshall or Kamar Aiken, who we worked out. That can obviously be an option. Or we sign no one. So to me, I'd go and sign Kamar Aiken. I think he's better than Brandon Marshall. I think he's got some talent there. But I feel like this is a huge blow for the Saints. Coming up, everyone was so excited getting Dez and everything. Dez obviously very, very talented, and now he may be out. It was tweeted by Tom Pelissero that it was on the last play of the game, so that's even more kind of heartbreaking there. Sean Payton says Dez looked good. He's learning. He's got a lot going on, trying to get him up to speed. And then, less than an hour later, Ian Rappaport and Tom Pelissero saying that Dez Bryant might have a, torn ACL there. That would obviously be, a big fear this early. Worst comes to worst here. It's just not good. Maybe we go up, we call Brandon Marshall, we call Kamar Aiken, but they're just not Dez Bryant's level. So I think, coming into this, if anyone wants to hear my analysis on that, I'm just going to put it as an extension to our last episode. It's just going to say extension 30, for it, because, look, I just finished. I went on my phone to look if, what move is going on here, and then first thing that came up was, Dez Bryant, fearing a torn ACL. That's something. Really, you can't really make this stuff up. Obviously, for him, you got to feel for the guy. Prayers up to him. I hope, nothing bad happened to him. Even if he doesn't have a torn ACL, that means it's going to be a setback, probably a couple of weeks at least before you can even play again. So, but the Saints can't let this get into their momentum. We've won 7 straight without Dez Bryant. We can without Dez Bryant. Don't make anyone tell you otherwise. And, maybe it's nothing. Maybe the report, it said one thing, he's fearing for the ACL. But now, after MRIs, it's good. That could definitely happen. He comes back in a couple weeks and he's ready for the playoff run. But right now, it's not looking good for Dez Bryant here. I think that's a big thing. Looking at Kamar Aiken or Brandon Marshall's stats, which I think, could be big. Here, Brandon Marshall has had, some good years. Some really good years, in this league. Just looking at it, Brandon Marshall, the last couple of years have been very, very bad. But now, looking at his career, he has almost 1,000 receptions, 12,000 yards, 83 touchdowns. He does have a touchdown this year where he played with the Seahawks. He's a player, but he's never made the playoffs. To me, he's kind of cursed. I don't really want to see him there. It's not like he played bad, but not really that good there. To me, he could do what Dez Bryant does, in a worse fashion. And then looking at Kamar Aiken, I think he was a first rounder actually. And he this year only has 6 catches. But looking at it, looking at his best year was with the Ravens in 2015. But after that, really nothing great. He was supposed to break out in 2016, nothing going. 2017 did nothing. 2018, he hasn't done anything yet. But maybe, Drew Brees, good QB, maybe he can get better there. But, I just want to say this, obviously a big part, and to not have it in the episode. So, if you just watched episode 30, come watch this. This is my reaction, basically straight up from the Dez Bryant, fearing tearing his Achilles. Obviously, really, really big there. Looking at it, am I sad? Obviously, you're a little sad because he was supposed to come here and maybe give this team a little energy. It looks like he was giving the team a lot of energy, high-fiving everyone, obviously, doing a lot of things. Now, obviously, am I a little upset? Yeah, but just looking at it, I think we'll still be fine. I think we're still going to be, a really good team in this league. I don't think Dez Bryant, he's not Michael Thomas going out. This was Michael Thomas, completely different. But obviously, I think, it's upsetting for Dez Bryant, especially because he was coming back, trying to change his career around, and this happens. Obviously not the best thing, but we'll see what the MRI says and stuff like that. And then, tune in for some more breaking news. I think maybe that's what we're going to go towards, maybe do some short breaking news videos. But that's all we got to say here. So with all that said, I wanted to say thank you, prove them right, and who dat?